So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had a small intermission. Saray is going to prom, so we had to celebrate that. We had to celebrate it. We had to take a moment to celebrate that. A few minutes turned into
about an hour or so.
I said
maybe
about
2
2
hours.
hours.
You know, we don't know time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time. When it's time when it comes to homemade wine. And what was it to make?
I don't know. Drink.
Jungle juice.
Delicious.
There's someone that's still sipping on. Oh, you got wine.
I'm drinking a wine in my red cup. Don't judge. Okay. But it is what it is.
You ain't always got to be fancy in your house.
I ain't gonna tell you what I'm drinking. I'm just drinking out of my red cup.
True.
But
that's all right. So, how many children? I know the answer.
5.
5 children. How many boys, girls?
4 girls, 1 boy.
Right in the middle.
Close to empty nesters, or
they're never leaving.
No.
I mean, we are, I guess. I mean, we're gonna have. Well, put it this way: next year we'll only have 1 in the house in high school. We'll have 4 in college, and they're going to live on campus. So yes, that gives us that break and gives them their space.
Yeah. So how do you think Zia, the last of the pack, is going to react or feel about that?
She can't wait for it.
Are you serious?
She can't wait.
KJ had a moment.
I don't know. She may have one, but I think she likes it. I mean, she's been last or the youngest for the whole time. Now it'll just be her for about 2 years. So she'll have her mommy and daddy for just that time. Because we're going through it now because Saray works. So it's really.
So you're going through it now with Saray. She's working and Zia's pretty much.
Yeah. So Zia pretty much is the only child here, really. So it's always Chick-fil-A every day, stuff like
that. when we do eat out.
When we do eat out.
Yeah.
So are you all cooking less with less people in the house? Or y'all still cooking?
So the struggle for me.
The struggle is a struggle for both.
Yeah, it is a struggle. When the kids started leaving, it was hard for me because when I cook, I just know how to cook big. You just cook a lot.
Yeah.
So it would be so much food left over. I'd be like, I just can't. I don't know how to adjust.
Yeah.
But we just started figuring it out and getting it together. So we're there now. But now they just pop up. And then you run out of food.
And then they bring friends. And then now they're bringing friends.
It's like, come on, man.
So, let me just clarify. When we say a lot of food, you have to understand, I had to learn this being married to a big family.
Yeah.
And what Quinten's mom, taught us, on a Sunday dinner, you want to cook for a Sunday dinner, it's about 6 pounds of meat. 6 or up pounds of meat. So you got to pay attention. You can't just do a pack of chicken. Yeah. You got to look at how many pounds is the pack of chicken. So we'll have to have enough. If it's just 6 pounds on a normal basis, at least, but we're a Sunday meal every day.
Right. Yeah.
So we're so then on Sunday meal, so if we're a Sunday dinner, we got 7 people, 8 people in the house. And if those kids bring a friend,
all of a sudden,
Thursday is Sunday dinner. You know what I mean? So we have to always prepare for that. So it's a lot. And then let it be a Sunday dinner. And now we got to triple it. Yeah. So it's a lot of food, and it's hard to come down because we hate to run out.
Yeah, I get that.
So and Quinten loving to cook, it's just hard.
That's really it's funny because growing up, Indian Lakes before I met you, right? So Indian Lakes, it was always a lot of us.
Yeah,
it was always
no matter what,
it was always. So we grew up in that environment to cook a lot. So to scale back at whatever time frame in life it is, that is not an easy adjustment. We still go through it.
Yeah, I don't even think we scale back really because I tell Toyia, I was like, well, we just gonna cook what we cook, and then I got leftovers for work. Yeah, because where we work at, you gotta you get tired of fast food, so you I'm just gonna bring home food from home, and I'm always running late, so. Usually I do fast food, but if I can get something and go to the kitchen and grab something and fix it, that's what I do. I did it all this week and last week, so not bad.
Big difference between that.
So, but you can't just for us. You just can't go in there and buy a family pack of chicken. You gotta for chicken wings. I gotta buy 2, and then maybe I don't. And then maybe I don't use them all, but it'll get me through the night, and then maybe have some leftovers. So it's just those are the little nuances that you learn when you have a big family. It's okay, I can't just bring home and everybody get 2 pieces of chicken. Who gonna eat that? I know I'm not.
Exactly. So. In all fairness to the fact that your kids are bringing home other children.
Exactly.
Yeah, your house growing up, your house was the hangout spot. Right. So it was always people there. It wasn't necessarily like we were always eating them out of house and whole. Right. We might have drank all the water,
Right.
but it wasn't like that. But your house, in all fairness, you created that environment yet again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, in your life, you know.
Yeah, and I had to, cause she didn't. This was a culture shock. She didn't have none of that. So,
Wow.
I think some of the first nights when we finally moved into 1212, with everybody coming over for Sunday dinner, those are like culture shocks. Or her even living with us. 'Cause you lived with us for a year. We lived with my mom for a year before we moved on our own. That was all just learning.
It was just learning.
Just learning how to do
like
it.
that process. Yeah.
You know, she went through it when she was fixing eggs for my dad, and he had to tell her that they were wrong.
Hold on.
My
I
grandfather.
went through it too, Toy.
Yeah.
Listen, I did the same thing. He was like, "You ain't good."
You in there cooking. That's the one thing, and that's you learn that with a
You just
family,
learn.
like, you know.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, Quinten growing up, and then this is the things you like treasures, like, you know.
Yeah.
So like mom would say, and I say mom like Quinten's mom. So I have and when I got married, it was my mom, and then there was mom, and so Quinten's mom would be like, "Hey, in this house, whatever you make, we have to eat, and there's nothing you can do wrong, for real, for real." Because there's a story where Quinten's sister, his oldest sister, Coretta, cooked lettuce thinking it was cabbage. And the rule was everybody had to eat it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, because she cooked dinner. And so sharing that with me was like, okay, all right. So I'm going to cook breakfast. I made eggs. I know how to make eggs. I know how to make grits. Even though I put sugar in my personal grits, I don't put it in. I don't put it in the pot. I don't put it in the pot, people. Hey,
please remove that.
His
From the
hell,
podcast,
no, don't
please.
keep that in. Keep that in. Sugar and grits is good. So, but I'm doing toast, and so I'm.
Abomination to Christ.
Oh
No,
my
it's
God.
not. So I worked
Y'all
hard on
pray for
breakfast, and I gave it to Quinten's dad, and I'm all excited. We're newly married. How was breakfast? His words. It was edible. I said, what? I mean, melted. I'm like, all pride. I mean,
my God.
melted. It was edible. I said, edible? And then mom was like, Leonard, you can't say that. It was like, you slaughtered the eggs. Because I scrambled them too hard, apparently. And then the grits, I had to learn that grits, if your butter doesn't melt on grits,
Yeah.
it ain't good.
Yeah.
So my grits were cold. And that's what it taught me. So now, you know what I mean? So now I know how to make good grits.
Yeah.
And I know now how not to scramble my eggs too hard.
Right.
And up until Dad passed, I learned is it better? You know?
Yeah.
I did pass. I did pass. I've learned.
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was the one and done. I was like, I ain't doing it again.
Oh no, I passed. That was a struggle.
It was really hard because he cooked too. So that's it.
Your dad was an amazing cook.
Man.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Listen,
You know how to put it together.
That dude used to throw some stuff together. I remember a soup he made back on Christian Court.
Yep.
He made a soup. It was a big old pot too. And he said, "Carl, you want some?" I never turned it down. I learned very quickly. If that man asks you for something, eat it.
Yeah. And he always,
Man.
It was always a lot of us too. I mean, even without outside, we had, we brought Lenny and Kenny in, and it was always a lot of people around. So it was always 6+ somebody or 8+ somebody. You know, family was always big. So
friends became family, and
friends
that was
became
it.
family.
And that was it. That was it.
When in those situations where you were used to the large family setting, how were you reacting to her being kind of lost in the sea of people?
To me, I was basically saying, hey, you got to catch up. You know, I wasn't really like folding to her. I was just like, this just is what it is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a mean way. It was just like, look, it's just a lot of us. So this is how we do it. So you got to get used to the reactions. You got to get used to, just a lot of people being around and more family oriented. Because both of us are the youngest.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff was catered to us, because we were the youngest. Yeah. But at the same time, a lot of people gravitated towards us. So that I was like, look, this is just what it's going to be. When I would go to her house, I was cool, I thought it was fun. I don't have to say it. When I go to her house, I can find my space on the couch and sit there all day. And I'd be like, I'll listen to her dad talk. He'll talk me to death.
Yep.
I'll just listen.
Yep.
And I was
But
like, I don't know what he's talking about. But I'd be like, oh, man, that's word.
But the one thing that Quinten got from coming to my house for dinner is my mama always cooked 2 meats.
Wow. That amazed me. said, man, y'all got 2 meats.
And you can have
You want
both.
me to choose one?
And you can have
I was
both.
like, no, you can have both.
You can have both because it was just I'm the youngest of 3, and then but we're all 4 years apart. So when I'm dating Quinten, when we were young and dating, it was just us, and then Kyle was there. That's my middle brother. But my mom always cooked 2 meats.
Yep.
So she would do like a pack of chicken and then pot roast.
Yep.
Or pork chops and chicken. It was always, it could be spaghetti and chicken.
Or smothered snake or something, and I'd be like, dang.
2 meats, one side, and a vegetable. But
Like
I mean, so it was still a lot of food,
And
but it could be like a pack of chicken
and dessert.
I don't know exactly, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what she would do.
It's just Wednesday.
Yeah, but that was fun for him, and I'm like, and for me that was normal. But I never brought the 2 meats into.
Yeah.
Well, no, we do that on Sundays.
We do it on Sunday, but
on Sundays we'll bring 2 meats.
I was like, no, we got money like that. Everybody gonna eat this.
on Sunday we'll bring in 2 meats, only to make it stretch.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, her dynamic,
But it was fun.
her family dynamic was different, but it was fun because it was different for me. I didn't have to. I could just kind of be invisible, and I was good with that. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I had to Tammy in the same way as just her and her sister. Mm-hmm. So in the same way when she came to the house, I don't know, maybe the second time she came to the house, I had to say, listen, my family, they go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They loud. It's a lot of us.
Right.
We loud. We talk about stuff to go down memory lane. I'm gonna sit right here with you and talk about and let you know what is going on, who is related to who you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And break that down because it was very easy for me to walk in the room with her and everybody's like, oh, Carla, and everybody started talking. Hey, what's going on, cuz? And I'm like, whoa. And I got to go grab her. It's like, it's my wife. This is Marcus. This is Curtis. This is Van. You know what I'm saying? You got to introduce everybody. Their that's mom, their brothers, that's their sister, you know, and doing all of that. But once I did that, I found myself very quickly just like, oh, you've seen them before. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, but I don't know them. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? So I had to end up catering to her. So it was different for me.
Right.
But then me going to her family's house, it's just her and her sister again. Their family is not close like that. They're just spread out. Gotcha. So they don't come together as often as like we do. Right. So it's very different when I go to her sister's house. She usually hosts Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So we go there and it's very different. It's very quiet. It's very subdued, but it's a lot of conversation, but it's not as animated as ours. Right. Right. It's still an enjoyable time, but it's not as animated as ours. Then we go to mom's house for Thanksgiving, and it's like volume 10. Yeah. It's volume 10.
Yeah. In the beginning years of our relationship, I would say when we got married, I would say that because we had so many kids, because we started having kids as soon as we got married, we brought both families together. So really it was one Sunday we would go to her family's house, but then it turned into everybody's coming to see us. Gotcha. And then all the two families are intermingling a little bit more than what you would usually go through. So I will say that her parents were like, wherever y'all are, we'll come. If you're at your mom's, we'll come. And it was an open door for them to come. And they were fine with it. So, and they had to get, because I know her mom would always whisper in their ear, like, oh, I can't believe they're talking about that. They're talking about that. But, you know, you just get used to it. It's just that's what it was. Because we were so humble, you know, we can talk about somebody's bad and make it and uplift them or whatever. People aren't, everybody's not used to that. But, you know, once it's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of love.
But
you know,
you got to get to that point.
You got to get to that point.
You got to get to that point.
There's points where you got to get to.
Yeah, it could be your lowest moment, but that was your humblest moment.
Right.
And then you made it through.
Because you can look back and say, dang, I made it through. I made it through.
Hey,
you know,
we do that.
Yeah.
We will.
Once you get through it,
listen,
once you get through it,
get ripped off quick too, man.
Once you get through it, it's like, man, I'm gonna go back here and laugh at it, but ooh, it was tough when we was in it.
But we tell our kids that now. We like, you know, this is coming up in Sunday dinner, and we get excited.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're gonna talk about it.
You know, we're gonna talk about it.
But let us know when you're ready. And if you're not, sorry. You know, but it is something that's coming up. It's coming up.
So
be ready.
That's so dope, man. That is so dope. I never thought about it like that.
They love
really
it.
Did.
It's all about
the kids love it.
And you just make the story hilarious. It's all true. You just make it as hilarious as you can, because you're like looking and it's like, I can't believe I'm going through it, but you get through it, you look back, and you just tell everybody, hey, this is what I was feeling when I was going through.
But I think I don't, you know, sometimes you don't like look at like, why do we do that? Mm-hmm. But if you think about it, you know, it's because sometimes people get stuck. In those moments. You know what I mean? But if you can laugh at stuff, you know, and be like, laugh. What is it? Who did it? Laugh through my pain, laugh at my pain, or whatever.
Well, if you don't come from a place of malice, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But we're all, you know, your family love you.
Yeah.
We're not trying to hurt you, whatever. But we are like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you think about it,
Yeah.
you know. And I think it just helps you. It just helps you be better.
Oh, yeah.
And it helps you handle the next trial differently, or just knowing that your next trial you're going to get out of it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed the family dynamic in that way.
Yeah.
He's like, we gonna laugh at you, but that's out of love. We're gonna pat you on your back. We're gonna help you through the entire situation.
Yeah.
But we gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
We gonna laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's always been something I admire about the family. Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh man.
Man.
But it was so funny though, because it was like, well, it was one time when my parents were at the house at your mom's, and I think y'all were talking about when we first got together, and me being pregnant with Promise and Quinten, and like that whole shatter of stuff. And my dad did kind of like, are they teasing you? Were they laughing at you?
Right.
He was a little concerned about that though, like real talk. And I was like, no. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, I could see how you could feel that way, but it wasn't that. It was just really like, it happened.
Yeah, just getting it out. And,
It happened, clear the air. But now that the kids are grown and they now look like timeline. Wait. So y'all were married, and you were pregnant with me? Like the realization of all of that. Like, so Promise was like, wait, so the wedding picture, I was there? I'm like, yeah, you were.
Yeah, you were.
And that's how they found, like, kind of put the timeline together.
I got you, yeah.
And my dad was kind of like questioning, like, what was that about? But it wasn't in a place of disrespect. It wasn't in a place of,
it was all fresh.
It was,
fresh.
but it was just, it is what it is. It's not a lie, but the presentation of it, we're all laughing and stuff. I had to kind of coach him through it. But now, he comes with videos on birthdays of the past,
I got you.
and he's able to bring back
It's
the
funny
memories.
we joked him. He was the only one there with a camcorder on the shoulder.
Yeah.
While everybody would have phones or even smaller camcorders.
Yeah.
And you don't know who got proof of it. All that
the
stuff back in the day.
VHS camcorder, the old school.
Wow.
Yeah.
We call it Old Faithful.
Yeah.
And
He still got it?
He turned them over. He don't have the camcorder,
Yeah,
but he
he
turned
doesn't.
the videos over to DVDs.
I got you.
Yeah,
So he
so
doesn't,
we
he doesn't
watched some
record
on the
anymore.
birthday. Right.
But when they were all little, he recorded everything on Old Faithful, the VHS.
Yeah.
But it took
That's dope.
to have the conversation,
Yeah.
and then to let him know, like, now he can laugh at those
Right.
stories.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah, so it was good. It was so it was like how you look at families, and I think I don't know if I'm off topic, but you hear stories of in-laws and you don't like your in-laws and stuff, and I want to say, like, I've been blessed with great in-laws, and to have that, I don't know of a story where, what I'm saying, I don't agree with those stories like that, but because my situation is different. That's my village.
Yeah.
Those are the people that created my husband, and even all of his people.
That's
Like, what I'm saying? So it's not like his mom and dad, his sister and brother. I had to embrace everybody.
Yeah.
I had to embrace Christian Court. Like, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who aren't blood. It's like, that's still, blood don't make you family. And so it's like, you got that, but he has this huge, massive village. And and they're great people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I don't have those horror stories at all.
Yeah.
And, so when you say a village helps to raise a family,
Yeah.
100% great village. So that's just on my end, coming into and I think I said it when we were married, we first got married, and I had kind of told them, I was like, y'all like a pack of wolves. I was scared. And I said that.
And then I started looking, I was like, we are.
And I was scared. You guys are a pack of wolves. You talk bad about one, it's like everybody's coming for you. But I had to realize they're really not that. It was intimidating, but they weren't. You're like not bad people, like you know what I mean. And they weren't malice, and they weren't trying to take over. It wasn't none of that.
I think it's just when you look at us as a whole, like let's just say me and you are talking to everybody.
Yeah.
It could be from you, Patrick, Allen, all of us talking, and that the numbers just increase, and it's
Right.
10 of us are all having our own conversation, and you just don't realize that we all know each other and we're just all family.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I do think that it is dope that like we could all be in the same room.
right.
There'd be 9-10 different conversations going on, and then you hear somebody scream across the room because they heard what somebody said on the other side of the room, and then next thing you know, everybody that remembers it is right in there,
and we all just laughing or whatever the case may be.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, the story ain't ever the same, and every time it gets retold, something gets added to it.
That makes
you
it
know
fun.
what I'm saying? It does. It does. That boy, that's from a pebble to a snowball in 15 words. You hear me? Man. And jokers, man. Dang, man. I thought it was so dope how another thing that speaks to how y'all feel about family and how serious y'all take it when Alan got married.
Yeah.
And Alan sometimes can procrastinate.
Ooh.
And it runs deep in the family.
Yeah.
My name is Carlin Aloysius Procrastination James. That's my name because I'm trying to get rid of it. But because it runs deep in the family, brother. Aloysius James.
No, man.
Oh,
Come on, man.
What a
Come
they called you Aloysius?
No,
Okay.
my name is not Aloysius. No.
Come on, man.
Never mind. But yeah, so when y'all had like when Alan whatever it was, I don't remember exactly what it was that fell apart. But then you was like, hey man, just give me the money, I go to the butcher's mark or wherever you went, and I'll bring everything, we just have a cookout at the crib.
That's it.
And I don't even remember who invited who. But everybody from Denny Drive, Christian Court.
Yep.
I don't remember the street that Otis lived on, but Otis and I don't think Otessa came.
No, I don't
But
think she
Otis
was there.
came
Otis
with
was
a couple of his goons.
Yeah.
Otis showed that was scary, slightly scary. But everybody, Sonny, Toy, Patrick showed up. Only person that wasn't there was Dorian. Because Dorian was in the military at the time, so he couldn't make it. But I sent him the pictures, and he was upset because he couldn't be there.
Yeah.
But I think that just that long story short, but that just solidified like how if it never got said or anybody ever asked a question, look at that time frame at that moment. That speaks volumes as to who you all
we talked about
really
that
are.
the other day about Alan's wedding and how it was nice, and then but after the wedding it was just like a big pause. Like everybody was like, what's next?
What do we do now?
I was like, hey, we could do whatever we do. And I think it was already set up, but everybody just came back and at the end of the day, it's you do whatever you can for family. You just it is what it is.
No doubt.
Sometimes it goes off, sometimes it doesn't, but you do it and you keep it moving and you try to keep it pressing. Yeah. Our house wasn't the biggest house, but we were right across the street, and
you couldn't tell us it wasn't a mansion.
And because we did a lot of stuff there. But a lot of stuff that I get involved in, I can't. If you don't have a partner, like I said, with my wife Toyia, if you don't have her to say, all right, we can do this. Like she could easily just be against the grain the whole time, or if I am doing something, be somewhere else. But because she is willing to, sacrifice a lot of things to help out or to do whatever. That's the only reason why we can do a lot of the things that we do. So it is a team. It's a team effort, and I don't give her enough credit, but she does. When I want to do something, she's like, all right, let's just do it. It is what it is. And then she'll get mad later, but I ain't gonna tell you that part. But
you gotta deal with the repercussions later.
Even if I get mad, he knows how to make it better. Yeah. It's all good. Sometimes that's the fun of it.
Oh my God!
What's the name of this podcast? My love story.
Your love story. Your love story.
Sometimes you gotta know what to do.
Let me ask y'all this: what y'all so stupid.
I'm snorting. Okay, let me calm down.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so let me ask y'all this: when times do get hard, there is an argument. You mentioned argument. Y'all don't disagree. Let me put it like that. Y'all do have a disagreement.
Yeah.
How is that? Who folds first?
Ooh.
I'm a Scorpio.
Break that down. What that mean?
I don't fold easily.
Okay.
And he's a Leo. And he'll pretty much say he folds never.
Dang. So where's
the
middle?
So it's hard. So I say I'm no fool. So then we gotta find that middle ground. So then mostly times I would fold later. You fold.
I just want to raise my hand. I'm just raising my hand. I'm waiting for you to be done.
I'm trying to.
I don't think you do.
Really?
I think I always fold.
Oh, well, then you can go ahead and speak.
I can speak now?
Yeah.
So it's like this. We get in an argument. Especially if it's an argument that I know I'm right.
Yeah.
She knows I'm right.
Give an example.
I'm not giving an example because you always do that. You know we don't remember the details.
I do.
You know we don't.
And I know.
Exactly. So, I can't think of one. But anyway, she knows I'm right. And she'll just, get into her stubborn ways. And my thing is, I'm going to shut down. So I'm just not going to talk to you.
I get you.
And we can go for days and I won't talk to her. I'll just say, bye, I'm going to work. And that'll be it.
And I'll do the same.
And that's it. And she knows I'm right. Now, when I'm right, I'm right.
Yeah.
When I'm wrong, then I'm, give me a day or give me a couple hours and then I'll come back and be like, I'm wrong. But when I'm right, she can't do that. And I would tell her, I'd be like, look, I just folded when I was wrong. Why you can't do it? Because blah, 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 blah. I was like, I don't even want to talk to you no more. And I just walk away.
Because, no.
That is how you are.
I'm confused.
So when I'm winning the argument, when I'm right.
You have to give an example.
I'm not going to give an example. Just say when I'm right.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. So to answer the
question. Give an example then.
No, I'm not, I can't. Okay. I'm thinking of one as we're talking. But at the same time, some arguments are different.
Okay. Some arguments are different.
So now you can argue over different stuff. Like, do you curse on your podcast?
You can.
Perfect. So I may say something. I'm trying to do good. But sometimes arguments are different. So here we go. So there's an argument. We will have a simple argument. I hate laundry.
Okay.
Absolutely hate the process of it. So I can wash the clothes. I can fold the... No, it's wash, dry, fold, and put away. I can wash, I can dry. But they may not get folded nor put away. Okay? Now, if I get to washing, that's a big step for me. Now, Quincy can wash, dry, fold, put away, all on the same day.
It's all the same.
All the same. It's just for him, it's laundry. For me, it's steps and work.
Okay.
And that's an argument that I know I can argue all day. Well, at least I washed them. At least I brought them upstairs. But he's like, but you didn't fold and put them away. Right. I was like, because I'm tired. And then he was like, but they just sitting here. And then we go, and then I'm thinking,
those are arguments.
I got you.
Stuff like that.
That's married people arguments.
That's married people
arguments.
Yeah. I do laundry better than you. I do pretty much everything better than you.
But every time we argue, though, the real talk, though, it can be for real. Like Quinten's are better. He does laundry better than me. He cooks better than me. I can even say that kids like him better than me because when they were little and then he would come home from work, he was like, I'm home, and nobody said anything. He would go out the house. He'll come back in. I'm home, and nobody said anything. So then he fussed all the kids out and told them how he wanted to be greeted when he came home. So now,
nothing wrong with that.
So now when they come home, when he comes in the house and I come home, Dad. Right. Everybody's running. When you came in the house today, they know how to greet everybody in the house. But so for me, hey, Mama. The only person who greets me right is number 4. Like she'll be the first one. So then after that, then they all come to get the attention. I'm just saying, Quinten does a lot of things like good. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could just wash, do laundry and complete the task. I wish I could come home and cook and clean up the kitchen afterwards. Yeah. Everybody don't have that. You know what I mean? But he does. And the thing about it, he'll argue of why you can't be like me.
Why?
I don't know if it's like that. It is. And there goes the argument because I'm not you. Right. I'm me. It is a statement that I make, but it's really easy. You got this time.
I'm just saying. We both work. We do. He gets off certain times, and I get off. Like I coach, so I don't really get off work till 6. Okay. And then after that, then some of my coworkers be like, "Hey, let's go to happy hour," and I'm like, "Bet, let's go." It's on the way home,
which is an ongoing thing because it don't matter her going out. That's fine. Yeah. But my thing is when I do go out, the once in a million blue moons that I go out.
Last kill. And there we go.
I'm house forward. I'm always house forward. I'm house forward. I think about the house. I was like, when I come home, let's say I get home 4:30, 5 o'clock. I have to immediately
dismissed school.
Okay, that's cool. But I have to immediately jump into the kitchen and start cooking so we can have something to eat.
He doesn't have to immediately jump into the kitchen.
I don't.
No, you don't, because the kids are still they're like at practice.
Still, but by the time I had to start cooking, by the time it's gonna be 7 or 8 or 9, and you want everybody eat at 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's what that we need anyway. And if you start at 4.
Anyway, I immediately jump into the kitchen and I go cook.
Because Carly,
When she comes home, it's blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do
this
that.
dude will cook. He cooks a full meal like you're at Olive Garden or some restaurant.
Yo.
It's better than
And, like,
fast food.
But so it's just fried chicken and mac and cheese and green beans.
Whatever.
But he doesn't do that. He got to do grilled
Can't do
pork
that.
chops.
That's right.
You
Can't
know,
do it.
he got to do
Can't
grilled
do it.
pork chops with the seasoning.
If you do
and then he
grill,
gonna do
you don't have
roasted
to clean up the
potatoes with
kitchen.
onions and green
Right.
peppers.
You
And
don't have to
then
clean
he
up
may
the
make some cornbread. And we're still eating at 10 o'clock.
No, we're not.
9:30.
9.
Maybe 9.
8:39.
Okay, no, it's not 8:30.
Whatever.
It might be 9.
At least
But
I
then-
cooked though.
Okay. So you heard that? Like, at least, what'd you say?
At least I cooked. That's
At
all.
least he cooked.
He can rewind.
So, after Quinten cooks this big meal, and this may say his time is 8:30, then Quinten finally comes upstairs. He's mad because he just cooked. And then don't forget, when Quinten cooks in the kitchen, he cleans the kitchen as he cooks. As he got it from his mama, no problem. But he's upset that he came home from work to cook dinner, and then now we're all downstairs getting ready to eat, and then the kid's like, "Where's Dad?" I'm like, "He mad. He's upstairs." Why is he mad? Because he had to cook for y'all. Are you serious? You know, I don't really say that.
That is not.
I don't really
that's
say
not
that.
the
But
the
he'll come
reason-
up. But he comes upstairs and you shower and do those things, and then like sits down and watches TV for a good 20 minutes. But everybody else is downstairs waiting to eat with him, and then he doesn't come downstairs.
That's not the case. The case is because and that's not every night. Let's just
It's
put
not
that up
every
there.
night, but that's a.
But if I
that's
come
a
upstairs,
gist.
if I'm doing, so here's my whole thing. If I'm cooking, if I'm doing one thing, then you should be doing another thing. That's just
Okay.
how I think.
Okay.
So if I'm cooking
I should
and
do
there's
laundry.
laundry, right?
Okay.
Not just.
Watching him cook. But I like. But my
like,
thing
well,
is,
we
my
got
thing
stuff
is,
to
if
do.
you're cooking, I'm gonna pour me a glass of wine.
So if I'm doing
and talk
laundry,
to you and eat and drink while you cook.
and if I'm doing laundry, then you should be cooking or something. That my thing
or
is.
but if
Let's
he's
get
doing
these tasks
laundry, I
together.
want to help him do laundry.
No. So my thing
I
is,
look at that as time well spent.
and then I do stuff real grimy, and I'll just come home and just do it all. I was like, I just did it all.
So then when he comes, when I come home, I'm like, shit. You know, cook and do
Everything is
laundry.
I did it all.
And I'm
And
like,
sometimes
oh,
I'll
God.
cut the grass.
I'm like, oh
in
God,
that.
he's mad.
Right.
There's
Oh,
no
my
talking.
God.
There's nothing. There's not
Nothing
gonna
at
be a
all.
kiss, good hello.
Nothing at all.
Glad
I'm
you made it
upset.
home safe. You know what I
Right,
mean? There's
upset.
nothing. I'm like,
She immediately goes to a bottle of wine after I did all this work.
I was gonna do the bottle of wine regardless.
Anyway,
But the point is, we could do it together.
that's true.
Cause he likes wine too, though. Like, you know what I mean? But when he gets in his moods,
I
there
do.
goes our
I do.
arguments.
I
But
got
yeah,
you.
that's where our arguments.
That's our
are.
arguments. I'm sorry, we still arguing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
Sorry.
That's the main focus
that's
of our arguments. Just married people arguments are chores around the house,
And
now
I
there's-
hate that word.
and-
And I hate the word chores.
Okay, well, work, whatever the case.
I don't
may
like
be.
that word. I'm not a
What's
kid.
happening is less
Kids get
people-
chores and get allowances.
We still have
This
to
is
keep
my
our room
house.
clean though.
But this is my house. I don't have chores in my house.
So what do you call it?
Work.
Homework?
Just keeping up the house.
I would call it chores, but what?
But I don't need an allowance. You gonna pay me?
I don't
See what I'm
associate.
saying? I don't do
I don't
chores.
even know what allowance is. Was growing up. I
Exactly.
never
Me
got
neither.
that,
So
but
therefore, I
whatever.
don't do chores.
Okay.
It's laundry and there's dinner and there's yard work
Okay.
and there's just clean the house.
Sounds like chores, but what are chores?
For a kid. But you don't
It's
say
just
you
a
don't. You
word to
want
put it
would
all
you,
together.
would you say Tammy go do some chores?
I don't-
Tammy won't let me
would
because
you use
she gets it
But
done. I
would you
don't
use
have
the word-
to
but
because
would
she
you
gets
use
it
the
done
word-
before I
but
do.
Would you use the word chores?
Tammy the
If
MVP.
somebody said, well, Carly, you didn't do your chores today, you cannot.
No, I would not.
Go out of
I
town.
would.
You
I would not
cannot.
say to my
Like
wife.
you said, I'm
you
saying,
I don't
like
say
that's-
that to you.
But that's you just said it.
No, I just said we have to get these chores done. I don't say you get
that's
a
what I'm saying.
punishment.
That's why I don't like the word chores, and therefore now we got an argument
Oh, no.
over a word.
No, we just got to get this work done. Okay, we got to get this work done. Housework done.
Better.
Either way, it still got to get done.
It still got to get done, but don't say chores.
Okay.
That sounds
So
like if I
chores
don't-
bothers you.
Completely,
Wow.
man.
So you just because I say chores, you ain't gonna just.
I've
do
always
nothing.
said that though.
Oh, well, I wasn't paying attention.
That is coming.
I gave Isaiah an umbrella because I'm smart.
Sorry, we just took it on your podcast.
Yeah, you good. That's what this podcast is here for. This right here. This is what we here for. Right here.
Man.
That's what it is.
Sorry.
It is all good. It is all good. Listen, we went a little bit over time.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to take a pause right here. We're going to come back and finish it up.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.